Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. You know what you need to do. You need to get in that description box. And hit that link to my new channel, Green's House. I sit down with amazing people who have an interesting story to tell. We talk it out. Appreciate that. Like, subscribe, and share. Also, what I started doing today, I uploaded the first one, but I mentioned it before. But when I walk out of my house, to go on my walk every morning at 6:30. I upload a quick video showing that. I think it's about 18 or 20 seconds. Just showing that yes, I'm up at 6:30. I don't want to do this shit, but in order to get what I want, I gotta do it. Like Mike Tyson said, in order to be successful, you have to do things that you hate like you love them. It's unscrupulous. It's true. But something I noticed, when you're up early in the morning like that, I'd say between 6:30 and 8:30, those are the general commute times. I noticed because I walk against traffic. If you can, if you're out walking, running, or whatever, run against traffic so you can see what's coming at you. But I'm walking against traffic, and I started looking at the people driving past me, and I thought to myself, I wonder how many. I started noticing a bunch of women, so I started thinking, how many women are there, or what percentage of women am I seeing driving to work in the morning? And I'm talking about of childbearing age, women who might have young kids or teenage kids. Now, of course, the older you get, if you have kids, the older your kids are. And if your kids are out of the house, college, or maybe they're just older and they have their own families and stuff, your life's not built around them anymore. So there's not as much of a need for you to be home. Now, in a perfect world, men and women would get married, have kids, dad would go off to work every morning or whatever his schedule was, and mom would be able to stay at home and be there for the kids and shape and mold the children and enjoy and experience their milestones and moments in their life. I feel so bad for people who have to send their kids to a daycare, even if it's a great daycare. The people who run it or the person who runs it, they're kind and caring, and they feed the kids quality food, and they treat them well, and they teach them things and all that good stuff. A daycare that you would be happy to drop your kid off at. We've all heard the horror stories, but even if you found a great one, good quality people, your child is going to be well taken care of and safe, and they're going to learn something. Even if it's that case, it's not you. You are not there enjoying and experiencing those moments with your children. You're not there when they come home from school. You're not there in the morning to send them off to school, to feed them their meals and just be with them. And there was a time not too long ago when our economy was set up to where the father could be the sole breadwinner. You see these things, these clips and videos and stuff and memes of what the cost of living was, let's say in the 80s. I just saw one the other day. A brand new Honda was $16,000. A house was under $100,000. Rent on, and these are all averages. Rent was like $400. A meal, let's say a meal at Burger King or McDonald's or something like that, was like $3. And that's no longer the case. Now you don't have mom staying at home with the kids and dad going off to work. It's mom and dad having to go off to work just to survive. Um, I saw something the other day where the average American would have to make like over $110,000 to live comfortably in today's, or the median house income would have to be that to live comfortably. And what's comfortable? But I'm watching these cars go by, and I'd say it was about 60-40 men to women who were driving to work in the morning. And I was thinking how fucked up that is. Now, if you're ambitious and you're a boss bitch and you really don't want kids, and to be honest, I don't believe that most women, I do believe that most women, I'd say over 90% of them, want to be mothers at some point. They want to raise their children, they want to have families, and they want to be home. Honestly, ask yourself, especially if you are a woman, but fellas, ask yourself how many women you know and how many of them don't want to stay home. Like if they had kids, or maybe they do have kids, think of how many of them would like to stay home, who would love to have their husband go out, bring home plenty of money for them to raise their family on and have a little extra for vacation and have some money to put away for college or whatever. Just live comfortably. Take care of all the bare necessities and then have some money left over. Well, I'm sure most people don't ask for much, but I would say most women would like to have children and be able to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom. Not to mention, that's the best thing for the children, to have their mother there to get them ready in the morning for school and be home when they come home from school, and always have that parent there taking kids to their sports or whatever extracurricular activities, picking them up from school. I think that would be better for society. I think that would produce better, well-rounded, more well-rounded people, and it would eliminate a lot of the bullshit. It would eliminate kids going to a fucked up daycare or a weird after school situation. It would stop, I'm sure it would stop a lot of children from being molested, from being taken advantage of, because they come from a home where both parents have to work and nobody's there for them. But I started looking at each car that drove past me, and like I said, 60-40, about 40% of them were women going to work. And how terrible that is for our society. We need strong nuclear families. We need good home situations for kids. Broken homes produce broken people. Now, of course, there are people out there right now, Jericho. I had two good parents, lived in, had a nice home, clean home, plenty to eat, clothes on my back. My parents did the best they could. They loved me. They encouraged me. They gave me everything I need, and I still fucked it up. That's true. But I think you're the exception and not the rule. I think those are anecdotal situations. Those aren't the norm. And you can just look at the flip side. Look at people who don't come from nuclear families, who come from single parent homes, who are raised by single moms. Now, the numbers say that a child raised by a single father has the same, pretty much the same outcome and the same chances in life as someone raised by a mother and a father. For some reason, or reasons, kids raised by single moms, that's usually a bad situation. Now, not always, there are some, but again, these are anecdotal situations. These are the exceptions and not the rule. Normally, I say 8.5, 9 times out of 10, if you're raised by a single mom, that's going to be bad for you in life. But I think most women, especially women who are married, who do have kids, they would want to stay home. Why not? Why go out in the world? Why go out and work for somebody else when you can stay at home and put that energy, put that focus into your own children? Why would you want to give that to somebody else who doesn't give a shit about you, who would fire you or let go of you or whatever and move on like you never existed, when you can put all of that into your own children, the little people that you raise, the little people that you put your feet up in the stirrups for? The people you got an epidural in your back for, gave you stretch marks. But they did give you them big old pregnant titties, though, didn't they? Huh? Shout out to the pregnant titties. Those things look nice. But wouldn't you rather put that into your own children instead of giving it to some company? Of course. Now, are there some women out there who want to be career driven and don't ever want kids? Yeah, they exist, but they're very few and far between, I think. Tell me in the comment section. Are you the big shoulder pad wearing, boardroom stomping kind of woman and you don't want kids? Okay. But you are not the norm. You are not the usual woman. It's in women's nature. They're nurturing, they're caring. They want somebody to nurture, somebody to care for. Why do you think most nurses are women? They literally nurse people. But I noticed that, and it was a real trip, and it kind of made me sad. Like, look at all of these women going to work. Some of them, most of them by themselves. Some of them had their kids with them. They're probably taking them to drop them off somewhere. Like I said, I'd say 6:30 to 8:30, that's commute time. If you see a school-age kid in the car with their parent at that time of morning, they're probably taking them somewhere to drop them off, school, daycare, something. Can we go back to the days of the dad being the sole breadwinner, bringing home le bacon? And mom can be June Cleaver with her dress and her high heels and her pearl necklace and a cold beer and a set of slippers for her man. Can we go back to that? Is it possible? Or has the capitalist machine marched on beyond a point of no return? Tell me. I'm going to meet you in the comment section. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell. Why? Because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get to that new YouTube channel, Green's House. Like, subscribe, and share with everybody you know, and even people you don't know. I am Jericho Green, and man, I'm out.